And the more y'all support, the more we want to put more energy into it. So please, keep showing us love. If we're gonna keep upgrading, who knows? One day Mills will build us a booth. But let's get into it. It felt like this week been longer than normal. I felt like even though we did more shows, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys and lately. So I'm excited to see how you guys' weekends were. When we do talk, there's a lot of podcasts. So I felt like this is the only time I get to talk to my friends just as friends. So Big Cuz, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good, man. I really didn't do much this weekend, to be honest with you. Just chilled, watched the game. Uh, just enjoyed time at home with the dog and with the wife. That's pretty much all I did this weekend, to be honest.
All right, cool. How about you, Preach? Well, no, I'm going to Rat. How about you, Rat?
My weekend was good, man. I went to my sister's wedding. It was a nice, beautiful wedding. Um, my girl, my fiance, Sean, she does wedding. She's in the wedding party. She put together a beautiful wedding too, so I helped her with that. So it was just a real good, it was a real good wedding. Just spend time with the fam. It was with my kids and stuff. So good time.
Y'all working, man. You and Sean, y'all work. I get that to y'all. Y'all working couple. I Preach. How was your weekend, bro?
It was a pretty good week. I can't complain. Had a birthday. Well, it was Monday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy
Appreciate
birthday,
you.
bro.
The 21st,
Happy
and
birthday, bro.
thank all of you who made that, weekend special. Appreciate you, and yeah, and even we just had a surprise. Y'all probably seen it by now. I would have think a surprise Zoom, birthday sort of thing. They put it together. I didn't know what was going on. Definitely surprised me. I thought Mills was making an announcement, but yeah. So everything was cool, man. It was good.
Mills, since it was your idea, I'm gonna let you speak on it.
Well, originally we were just like we stated, we had a little surprise little Zoom joint for my man Preach. He stated previously, I think it was last episode actually, we talked about maybe 2 episodes ago. We talked
No,
about
that's
things
probably
to
like
do.
5 episodes ago now. No, it was
that
my
far?
birthday. It was my birthday. It was 2 months
Dang,
ago.
It was
they going fast. They going by.
yeah, it was a
He
minute
said,
ago.
They
he
going
said
by
last
fast.
episode. That was
But
in
we
August,
brought
my
up
birthday.
we brought up like things to do, with everything being shut down, the pandemic going on, for birthdays and stuff. And we suggested, why we do Zoom parties with people and stuff like that. And, Preach brought up how he don't, celebrate birthdays that often and stuff like that. So we decided to get a couple of the fellas together and just have a Hush Tech reunion, if that's what you want to call it. Minus my man Mark, as you guys know, he went on with the Lord. So it wasn't the same, but we all got together, we fellowship for like 10, 15 minutes and just had a good time. Originally I tried to get my man Rap on here, Rap, Bush, and I think it was Miss Watson. Was it Miss Watson that suspended Sam or something like that? I tried to grab Miss Watson too, but I couldn't find her on the book.
I was never suspended. Let's just clear that up.
We just had to miss a game or something, suspended from a game or something like that.
I actually played in that game. She took my jersey.
yeah,
She gave it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
That was
because she took my jersey too,
crazy.
but she took my away joint and it was a home game. Go ahead, you want it? You can have it.
I would say
You
this.
can have it.
That was for reasons that would never be said ever again.
That was crazy.
Crazy. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Never.
But no, we had was a fun time, great time. The foot thing will never be released in totality,
No,
but maybe we put some clips up, just so everybody what we did, what love we so Preach. So who knows? Maybe I'll put that in right now. But all right, so let's get into it. Culture Roundtable. Good weekend. I just want to throw some things to you guys for the Culture Roundtable this time. And I want to start with this. Y'all see my picture and my green screen in the back. Breonna Taylor, still need justice for her. The city settled, or the police department settled with the family for $12 million last week. But obviously no amount of money could replace a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, a friend, whoever she was to you. No amount of money can replace that. And today, maybe it may be out by now, but the grand jury, they're looking to see if they're going to indict. And there's a lot going on. The mayor called a state of emergency. All the buildings downtown boarded up. You can't even go downtown. So state of emergency right now, because I'm assuming they're waiting for the verdict to see what it is. So I just want to go to y'all and see what y'all think about, the family getting the money and what's going on today. We came on here before and said, we need justice for Breonna Taylor. So we're not doing it just for the moment. We really live this. I'm wearing I Love Black Woman shirt right now. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Preach, and let's get your thoughts on it.
It's a very tragic and unfortunate situation. That is all too common. Like we can substitute many names for Breonna Taylor. That we know that we've seen things like that happen, and it was just unfortunate. Prayers to her family, and we hope that justice is served. Unfortunately, we know all too well that in these type of situations, justice sometimes is not served. But yeah, it's very difficult, to keep seeing these things. But a great thing is that a lot of people are standing up, and it's not going away. Mike said something earlier in our group chat about consistency, and I'm just grateful that we all are being consistent at this moment in time. So.
I like that, Preach. I like that. How about you, Rat?
Yeah, definitely, sad, that it came to this, but I just want, I know $12 million is not enough. There's no amount of money that's enough. But hopefully her family, take that and do whatever they can and potentially give back, continue to fight, whatever the verdict is, whatever the verdict is, continue to fight. We all in this together. We all in this together, and yeah, it's just justice for Breonna Taylor.
All right, how about you, Mills? Well said, Rat.
I know you guys haven't really heard this in a while, but they really just hit the nail with all the hammers we got. I'm pretty much gonna echo everything they just said. But one thing we need to realize is, when families and people are going through hard and difficult times, it really means a lot when they have, people that surrounding them with love, and compassion and stuff like that. And like Raz stated, we just got to stick together, let that family know that we care. And we're not going to stop until, we get what we need, which is justice. So we'll never forget, those fallen people, Breonna Taylor, and the people that are surrounded by us closely. Things happen in other areas too, and we don't want to forget about those people either. So just want to let everybody know that, we care, and we want everything to go the way it should go.
I love that. So I want to read something to y'all because it kind of made me upset. So this was a statement by police about tonight with the state of emergency. It said, "We recognize that this is an inconvenience and will cause difficulty for those that live, work, and have business downtown. And we apologize for this inconvenience. However, public safety is our number one priority and will be irresponsible if we did not take preemptive action to preserve it," police said. And when I read that, man, I'm getting kind of upset right now. Because just like, I don't think I ever read anything that was so tone deaf in my entire life. Out of all the police departments over the country that to send this out, it is not them. Right, let's go through that. I can make the comparison to the inconvenience. Sorry for the inconvenience. That's pretty much what police do to Black people a lot. But I'm not even going to talk about that. I want to make it specific to Kentucky. The fact that they said public safety is our number one priority and will be irresponsible if we did not take preemptive action to preserve it. And I would just ask, where was this preemptive action when y'all stormed into Breonna Taylor, apartment? Where was that? Where's the preemptive measure to say, okay, the person that this warrant is for is already in police custody, so we don't have to go kick in their door? Where was their preemptive, action to be like, okay, Breonna Taylor doesn't own a gun, but her boyfriend does. Is he home? Where was that? How about y'all just knock on the door? If y'all want to tell me public safety is number one, and y'all want to be proactive about it, then be about that across the board. But when it was a black person that needed some public safety, it was no preemptive measure. It was let's go in there, guns a blazing, and pretty much shoot first, take names later. So to see that from them, that made me really upset. It was super tone deaf, and hopefully this is not foreshadowing of what's going to happen, because maybe they already know that they aren't going to get indicted, so that's why they border everything up, because they don't want everybody to go out and riot and loot, in retaliation. So maybe they know what's coming, but hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's them just planning for the worst. But hopefully we do get justice for Breonna Taylor today, and that's all I gotta say. Because if not, I probably start cursing.
Well said, Mike. Well said.
I appreciate that, man. I told Angie, I was like, I don't want to talk about it before, because I want to go on the show. I just want to give how I feel. I wanted to be authentic. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just going to do it on the show. I didn't have anything planned. I just wanted to talk. So I kind of appreciate y'all guys being my outlet for my therapy.
That was good, bro.
Right. Thank you. All right. Let's get to something a little bit more, I don't know, lighthearted, I guess. That's pretty heavy. But let's get to Ye. Ye is always good. Joe Budden is always good. And they both have battles going on that's almost similar. Kanye is battling for his masters from Universal, musically, and Joe Budden is fighting a fight that to pretty much he wants creatives to be able to get and own and profit off their own creativeness versus the DSPs like Spotify, that do it. So they kind of fighting fights. Creatives should make most of their money. Let them be in charge of their stuff. So they both on this rant, and people kind of killing them about the rant. But so I'm curious, what do y'all think about their cause that they are ranting about, and what do you think about the delivery and how they're going about it? I'm gonna go to you first, Rap. Since you kind of look like Maul, anyways.
What? Shout out Maul though. Shout out Maul. I'm all down. Y'all know I'm a big Ye fan. I'm a big Ye fan, and yeah, you should own your. I mean, it should be. I understand, the music business is the music business, and the powers to be set it up for them to had an advantage, and it's been going on for years. It's the same song. It's the same song, different person, right? And we need artists like Kanye, like a Drake, like a Cole, like a Kendrick, like a Beyonce, whoever it is. I think Jay-Z got his masters back already, but we need those big artists.
According to Ye, you got 10 years left.
But we need those big artists to set up a pathway to get your masters back, right? I mean, not in the same genre, but Taylor Swift had a big fight to get hers back, maybe last year or something like that. So it's not, just targeted. It's just a thing. It's the music business as a whole, but it needs to be a pathway to get your masters back. It needs to be it needs to, like, the fact that what Kanye West said. He said, like, you sign a deal and they control your music, and all they give you is the look. All they give you is the fame. All they give you is, like, the jury, whatever it is, the look that you popular. But they control you. Like, if somebody used your music in music videos, or somebody used your music in movies and soundtracks, all that type of stuff, they control, and they get the biggest part of the pie from that. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it seem like all that is bad. Some people need that. Some people don't know any better. But the people, that's why I say a pathway. That's why it should be like somebody who get as big as Kanye, who understand the worth of his catalog, who Kanye catalog is one of the best, if not the best hip hop catalog of all time. Like, it's one of, if not the best. So he know that, and he know how to monetize that. He's a billionaire away from music, so he know how to figure that out. So I think it should be a pathway to that Universal should set up. All music companies should set up for the artists to get their master back. And to Joe Budden part about him, I respect his even more, Joe Budden even more, because Joe Budden is trying to set the precedent to like not even get into that, like not even what the music business do right now to artists. He doesn't want that to be the same thing that the DSPs does to podcast. He like before we even start raping people at the door. No, I want a part of every revenue stream that this podcast helps get.
Yeah.
Ads, everything. What's the splits? If you watch the Joe Budden podcast, they always talk about the splits. What's the splits? I need to participate in every revenue stream. And you're not about to pay me a whole bunch of money up front and then you raping me for the next 30 years because you got my IP. You got my licensing, you licensing everything. So I think what Joe Budden is trying to do is beautiful. Now the rant he went on, maybe he shouldn't have went in too deep like that, because you just open a door for criticism and you open a door for people. Like, it's similar to Dame Dash. Like, it's very, yeah. Do I remember the Dame Dash interview? Breakfast Club. Like, I agree with everything he said. Like, that's how I feel, wholeheartedly about jobs and everything. That's how I feel. But his approach and stuff could have rubbed people the wrong way. I don't really care, but I know that people do, and that can affect you. Maybe affect the goal. So I just thought maybe Joe Budden could have maybe not said all the things he said. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's good for fans. I think it's good for fans to get that insight. But when you playing these type of games, things like that can hurt you or hinder you. But all in all, I'm down for Ye and I'm down for Joe Budden, everything they doing.
Well, fans and podcasters like yourself who one day gotta make that decision. Do we say, "Hey, you guys can own? We think it's a sports show"? I mean, hopefully one day we get to the point where somebody asks us that, like, we want to buy it. But if we want to buy it, or do we want to lease it to them on some Joe Rogan type of gig?
Yeah, and before they go, I just want it to be two different. Like, I want Joe Budden to set up that path so it's a clear path that is, hey, you're not gonna maybe get as famous quicker. Like the Universal gonna make you get more spins and make you push you to the front of playlists and all that. That's what they good for. I'm not saying they don't have a place, but it is I want the independent or the real partnership route to be prevalent as well, and I want to go on that slow grind. That's what Joe Budden trying to do, instead of just getting pushed to the front and just getting penny on the dollar.
Yeah, give me a chain and a Rolex while you made $1 billion off of me. Like, come on. But go ahead, preach. How you feel about this? You have been called the Joe Budden of this podcast.
I don't like that term, but anyway. I think it's nuanced. It's not really black and white, because from so it was set up to be this way, right? So, and what I mean by that is the people that are in control, they set it up so they can stay in control and they can have ownership of everything. So, like, from that point, you can take that premise to everything. You could take that premise to property, right? So, I mean, it was set up a certain way so that the people who are in control can stay in control. They can have all the property, right? Because in theory, like, we had this whole big push of, like, buy back our property in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we don't own our property, but yet and still you have a gang saying, "Oh, this is my street," but yeah, you don't own anything on the street, right? That was a whole big thing. Jay-Z had led that, right? So like in what Rad is saying, like, okay, what is the pathway to get there? Who knows? We're in this constant fight about sports, about basketball, about football players being owners or having control, this or that and the third. All right, what's the pathway to get that? You know what I'm saying? And then the list keeps going on and on and on and on. And this is nothing new, right? Like, we have to be clear in saying that. Like, Prince had this fight, right? He and we could probably, I'm just using Prince because he's a huge figure.
Michael Jackson was about to fight it too.
Exactly. I mean, and if my cousin, if he was here, he'd tell you they killed them. You know what I'm saying? He'd tell you, and they killed Martin Luther King. I'm just
Sam. Well, now I'm gonna call them conspiracies, but you've been just throwing stuff out there lately, like the moon and stuff like that.
I'm just saying, if you look at them, they killed Whitney Houston. I listen. I was just talking to him the other day. We was just listen, and it might be somebody else. Kanye, you better watch yourself. But anyways, Malcolm X. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We could keep going. But as far as the conversation and creatives versus, I guess, non-creatives, so to speak, it's executives. It's difficult because this is what I would have to say to Joe Budden. Right. While I and in Kanye West too, while I do agree with some of their sentiments, reverse the roles, right? You become the executive, and then let's see how you act. Because a lot of times we say a lot of these things, and this is no disrespect to Birdman, but a lot of people say Birdman has done what? Cheated them out deals. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's learned behavior.
No.
They set it up. So they set it up.
The reason why
now you got
because
but you can finish.
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying it's not a learned behavior, but clearly that learned behavior gets some people money. Clearly, I'm not saying everybody, but so that's my point. So let's reverse the roles, right? Because a lot of times creatives can say like a lot of those things because they have that free mind to do that because all you're doing is creating. Right. And hear me when I'm saying this. I'm not saying that the executive people and the labels and everybody else is so perfect and they're doing everything right. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is reverse the roles and you become the executive and you have talent under you. And then let's see how you operate in that situation. Right. Because it's not always easy. And granted,
it's not about easy, though.
I'm not talking. But the issue is, how Joe Budden says something is right, that doesn't mean it's necessarily right because it's an argument on both sides. Let me play devil's advocate, right? Okay. Say we have somebody behind us, an executive behind us, and we're the talent. We created the show, right? We came up with the concept of the show. But as we know now, it's not easy to put a show out there. Right, meaning, it's not easy to just get traction. Just we're gonna put a show in traction. Just that doesn't happen all the time, and we know from experience that we had to put our own money into this. You know what I'm saying? So just say we had somebody putting the money up, right? We had somebody putting the advertisement out there, going out there to find the ads, so on and so forth. Their argument could be, well, if I don't do this, this, and this, then that means you don't go here. Our argument is I'm talent. We created this. If I don't do this, this, and this, and it hurts me and it pains me to say this, but that's why this back and forth between Charlamagne and Joe Budden is really important to the culture because it gives us two perspectives. Charlamagne keeps throwing shots. He said something on the Breakfast Club. He said, it's not what you can create or come up with. It's what you can negotiate.
It's not what you deserve. What you negotiate.
Yeah, it's what you negotiate. And unfortunately, that's where we're. I mean that. But I just want to be clear. That's not. We always want to put this in a box and put a time frame on. This is from the beginning of time. I'm talking about barter systems, right? I'm talking about a barter system, meaning I got a goat, you got a calf. We try to negotiate. That's what we're doing.
Telling me
like this has been set up from the beginning.
Kanye
of time.
West, listen, look, Kanye West, even Prince. You think they should have to the fight has to be this big to own their masters, bro? Yeah, well, we're not. Their they have no say so in what their music is doing. Right. That's crazy. Is that not insane?
No, it's not. I'm gonna tell you why. Hear me what I'm saying, and I'm some of it I'm playing devil's advocate, some of them I'm really serious.
Well, I mean, we can't tell the difference, so you may want to.
Well, the reality is listen, I didn't tell you to sign the contract. I did not tell you to put. Now, granted, some people sign out of desperation, some people sign out of coercion, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, listen, here's the issue. Here's the issue, right? Everybody's situation is different.
Who created the standards? Was it the whole barter system is two sides? The standards was created, you accept it or don't. What do you mean? It's not like the barter system is two people collectively trying to figure something out. They set the standards. They said this is what we gonna do for you, and we raping you. We taking all your masters, and you don't have it, and that's that. And that's not two equal sides. That's one. That's predatory. One is clearly taking advantage of the other one. That's what that is.
I'm not denying that. But on one hand, I'm saying people taking advantage of people. That is what life is called. So I don't. And it is what life is called.
Yes, and people fighting against it is also life, a part of life.
And listen, I just said on.
And that's all it is the fight.
Yeah, I agree. It is the fight, but like the fight is not going to happen like that because it makes no sense for the other people to give up their control. Like that's my only issue. Like why would I give up the Masters? Like why would I do that? What would give me?
It's not giving up. I'm buying my Masters. Like Kanye, this is this tweet. I'm gonna read Kanye tweet. Kanye said Universal won't tell me what my Master costs because they know I can afford to buy from them.
But the issue is you can't afford it because your Masters are worth more money than you have right now. That's what.
How much money Kanye? How much money you think Kanye got?
It doesn't matter. His Masters are worth more than that.
Kanye made more money from sneakers than he probably did from music.
And
what are you talking about?
No.
Kanye is.
Listen to what you just said.
If his Masters is $1 billion, Kanye got that.
No,
it doesn't matter.
But he doesn't have $1 billion liquid to give somebody. Like that doesn't.
Nobody needs that.
No. Rolling down with a suitcase full of cash.
What? No, but I mean, listen. The issue is I have your Masters in perpetuity, meaning when you die, my son and my son's son that's going to take over Universal is going to have your Masters. And
that's not right.
Well, you can say whatever you want to say. And when your child and my child wants to listen to a Kanye album, 25 years down the road, and my son is a part of Universal, he get that money. So yes, whatever you have is not worth me giving it up.
We understand why they don't want to give it up. Like we understand that.
You're saying
what do you think about the way that Joe Budden and Kanye went about it, ranting on social media and on his podcast?
For Kanye, I think you're acting like a baby, right? From the standpoint of that's what babies do. When they can't get their way, they start screaming and yelling. Now, if there is some action behind it, then I'm not privy to that information. But when babies can't get what they want, they start crying and they start lashing out. What I'm saying is, he's trying to negotiate with the company, right, to get something back. If you're doing something,
it's not a part of negotiation.
To be loud, but I mean, like, what?
Public pressure.
But like, is it public pressure on Universal? Because this is the only issue.
Yeah, you put in the shine. You like if Kanye West is having this is not. No, this is this is one of the biggest artists that Universal has ever had. Kanye West is huge.
Like, no.
So. It's pointing the light to what is Universal. What are they doing? So he's trying to call on Drake, J. Cole, all the people that's he's trying to say like, yo, let's take back, let's control the culture. The biggest popular music is hip hop. This is popular hip hop is pop culture. This is what it is, and we're saying let's take control of this quote unquote thing called culture. They control the culture. They control all of they control the powers to be control our culture. They control all the music. And we continuously letting us doing it. Like, no, that's not okay. So for Kanye to take this step, like that's beautiful. Like, get back the culture. Like, get back the culture, bro. That's ultimately what it is.
I want to get Mills in. Okay, Mills. So what you think about this? Everything that's been going on the last week or two.
Well, I mean, you guys pretty much spoke a lot, in the situation. Different sides, different opinions. And I know the conversation was pretty long, but I mean, ultimately it comes down to just fighting what you believe in, fighting for what you believe in, and like Raz said, once you get that broadcasted, you got people that hops on board, that can support that cause, what you're fighting for. So, I mean, and that's what everything you do in life. If you believe something, I mean, fight for it. And that's pretty much all I got.
My only issue is this is nothing new. Like, and the way Kanye is doing this, it's just like like what I'm saying is what Prince did was he did things behind the scenes. How
He
Prince
still didn't get it.
who didn't get it? Who?
Bro, you gotta apply
Who didn't get
pressure,
it?
bro. You gotta apply pressure, bro.
Who didn't get their masters?
Did Prince get him?
Yes. They listen, it's false information. You can't
I
listen to them.
swear Jay-Z he said Prince won his masters before he died.
He lying. Listen, what happened was listen,
Yeah, oh my God.
they put out false information. And even like the false information where they said Prince didn't have a will. How did Prince have a will when he had everything else? Like what are we talking about? The man was meticulous about everything else but that. But that's besides the point. My point is this: we got to be careful of listening to what they're saying because they do put out misinformation. But this fight,
But how do you know your information is correct though?
because from the source.
What source?
You
Well, I can't-
talking to that
So-
higher ups at
so
Universal?
what-
The one and
So
only
what-
source.
I can't reveal my source.
The one and only.
So what you saying? So what you saying is that people should stay away from Google and Ask Jeeves and just go to Ask Scam.
I'm
'cause
glad
you
you
know you know
I'm
you know
glad you
everything.
said that. I'm glad you said that. Mike, you can go on our second topic from what he just said.
Well, I will. But I will say this: it's a noble fight, and I think it's a fight that needs to be had. Right? The fact that we get Kanye kids should be set for the rest of their lives.
They are though.
Well, and I'm talking about his lineage, off his masters, pretty much. Like him, Jay-Z, everybody should be able to get back. And the fact, I think we need from now on, it should be better deals going forward. It should be better deals going forward. Sam, I like the fact that I think it was Kanye, his first 6 albums was given to them. Like it needs to be like first 2. Because by first 2, you already know, like you know if you about to pop. Type of thing. Maybe after 1, you may.
I don't even agree with that. I think the issue is that what Sam is talking about, he's talking about what's been going on for how long. Who set the standards? It's been one-sided. Like it's been one-sided. Like the artist can come and say, like, yo, we need new standard practices.
Okay,
New standard practices.
I understand.
I want to participate in my masters as soon as I make them. Not 12 albums in. Like what we talk? It's new. Why I gotta be 10 albums? Why gotta be 1? Why gotta be 3? Who says that? They did.
Obviously.
So why? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why.
Why did
Just
they-
because they said? Because they said so?
Yes, that's
That's
how.
it?
But that's how negotiations work. I don't know if you know how.
No, it's not a negotiation.
Negotiation.
Yes, it is.
It's it.
It is negotiation.
This is an ultimatum. This is either you take it or you take your little black self back to the hood.
Okay.
It's not a negotiation.
Okay, can we say this? I do want to say in music we have to be careful because Taylor Swift had the same deal. Like
I know,
white people
but
have the same
this
deal.
is a culture show, bro. This is a
Don't
culture
matter.
show.
No, but that's not a
But
fair
rap
argument.
mentioned
My point
Taylor
is,
Swift.
I agree.
I brought Taylor Swift up.
Yeah,
Okay.
rap brought up Taylor Swift.
All artists have the same deal. It's not.
And it's all wrong.
It's
I don't
all
care.
wrong. We
It's
want to
all
change it for
wrong.
everybody. We
Whether
wanna
it's
change it for
wrong or
everybody.
not, on some level it is what you can negotiate.
So you don't think it should be changed? You think it's fine how it is?
No, I'm not saying that, but in order to change it, I think it's up to the individual. I think a lot of it plays on the individual because at the end of the day, you can change all the practice. You can do everything you want. But if you come to somebody and say, here, I'm going to give you $1 million, but I want your masters, then that's up to the individual.
That's a fact, but I'm saying it has not been another option
No,
besides
it has
that.
been. You
If
can
you-
say
no, I'm
no. Or you can tell them, I want my masters. If they say no, then you have to find another way to get your product out there. Is that right?
All right, but you speaking in theory, bro.
No, I'm not because you're saying it as people have not. Okay, has there been independent successful artists?
Yeah.
All right, then you can go on, Mike.
I think Nip was just independent.
Okay,
if I'm not
then
mistaken.
I'll rest my case.
I mean,
And he owned his own masters, did he not?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make clear. So it is possible.
Yes, but that's
Okay.
not. That wasn't the point.
All right.
Bro.
yeah, I was
You got it.
never. Priest, you know what Priest do, right? He make up these straw man arguments that nobody is arguing, and then they say he won the argument. Like Priest, nobody is saying nothing you saying.
Well, I'm saying
We
is
can move on. That's fine, Priest. We can move on. You won that one too, bro.
thank you.
So we're gonna talk about the social dilemma. because like I said, Kanye was on Twitter going in, and it's a Netflix documentary talks about the impact of social media and how it has pretty much came into our lives and completely taken over. So I don't want to preface anything. I'm just going to throw it to Mills. So Mills, I don't know if you were able to see this yet, but how do you feel about how humans interact with social media? Do you think it is a problem? Anything should be changed? Anything should be fixed? Or everything is status quo? Just keep getting better.
Yo, I watched it. I actually watched the show.
How long
It's a very, very good show.
Hour and a
Hour and
half.
34 minutes, something like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you would sit there and watch the whole hour and 34 minutes because it kind of gets repetitive after a moment. They just changed on the subject, but it was deep. I mean, I would recommend it to other people, and I never really looked at my whole social media lifestyle as deep as they put it up, on the screen. Like I actually went to my phone and looked at my screen time, and I honestly spend like a quarter of the day on social media, and it's really insane. It's insane.
It is.
And one thing that I never thought about is in the show they had this whole family and everything like that, and the guy made a deal with his mom, to stay away from his phone for like a week, and he failed that goal. I think she offered him some money or something like that, but he lost. He did like 2 days, and he was really, really struggling. He couldn't figure out how to make it through his day. He was reorganizing his room. He was trying to do some other extra stuff, but his mind was still focused on his phone. Like he was too attached to this phone. And one thing that they said in the film was there's two things that humans can be, pretty much addicted to. And that's drugs and social media. And
no, man, that's not what they said.
That's not what they said.
No, but humans can be addicted
to
a lot.
They said you can be used. They said you can be used.
Yeah,
They said you can be used by two things: drugs.
No,
drugs and software.
That's not what they said.
It was drugs and software,
people.
Bro.
They say it's two industries that call their consumers users. That's the drug industry.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. You wrote.
They say
two things.
It's two things that's equal one thing. What are we talking about, bro? Go ahead.
You wrote that down. I didn't write it down.
No, I didn't write it down, Mills.
It's in front of you on screen. But but a lot. Like if I have a child, when I have a child in the future, I really will monitor, how much time they use, on a cellular device, on social media and stuff like that, because it really does brainwash you. And I really didn't realize it as much until I watched this film. Like the software is really created to really get your attention. Like we are like experiment products. Like they are using us to make money. And I really, after watching the film and I look back over the past month or so, I can see how everything correlates to my life. Like on Facebook, for instance, I really don't get that many notifications that often. But in the last couple of weeks, I've been getting notifications stating, hey,
Mike's going crazy.
It's like Mike D has commented on this post. What does that post have to do with me? You know what I'm saying? Like I cannot be.
Yeah, I get those.
To
That's
my
a
phone.
fact. That's a fact.
Like what does that post have to do with me? Nothing to do with me. But once I click that post and I show interest in that post, that keeps my eyes on the screen. And my wife brought up something very interesting, and I want you guys to check it out. It's go on Facebook. If you look at it, like every three or four posts, it's an advertisement. There's an advertisement. It's something that gives you like a friend suggestion or an event that's coming up. Like every 3 or 4 posts, and that's just them trying to get our attention. Like once they get your attention, they draw you in. Once you click something on that screen, they're going to keep feeding, other objects or other things that's connected to that specific thing that you clicked on, just to keep you interested and to keep your eyes on that stream, because we're there to make people money. And children are
don't click on nothing. Don't click on nothing on Facebook besides this. We think it's a sports show.
Kids.
Go ahead, Mills. Finish up.
They brought something up in the film about kids being depressed and stuff like that. They putting up, pictures and stuff and using filters. And then at the end of the day, when the phone is not in their hand, they don't look like that. You know, they get depressed. A lot of them are taking their lives away, cutting themselves. They said that, you know, the hospitals are getting more children, you know, coming in for self wounds and stuff because, you know, social media. You're trying to make the world happy instead of making yourself happy. And that's something we gotta really think about, especially when it comes down to our children. We don't want, you know, social media and the way that other people, you know, think about them be a reason for them to, you know, take their lives or harm themselves in the long run.
I said, Mills, I want to comment on something you said. That I'm going to go to Rad. When the dude was in his room, kind of like sitting there not doing nothing, like that was punishment back in the day. That was you on punishment, go to your room. And that's why people don't realize how terrible it used to be. I was a good child. I never went on punishment. But like when people had to go on punishment, couldn't go outside, like it was terrible to be inside the house. It was literally you and your thoughts. But now you go inside your room, it's like, I don't need to go outside. I'm about to go hop on 2K with my boys anyways. So I thought that was funny. But Rad, Mills,
yeah, kids really don't go out. They don't go out at all no more, man.
Mills mentioned kids. You are a father of two. I know it's been many of times I called you, and when the phone get ignored on the first ring, I already know Dub watching YouTube. So let us know how you and Sean are handling them and social media. Or them and just having tablets and stuff.
Oh yeah, well it's okay, it's twofold. I answer that and then I go. So yeah, so first YouTube was an issue, right? It was an issue. Fire, because you know YouTube had a lot. They've done a lot of new things to try to get better, right? Because it was something that I forgot the name of it. It was something happened that would pop up on YouTube. I forgot the name of it. But it was something. YouTube was an issue. It was something crazy, and in my kids, you know, they just watch other kids play, and I thought that was always crazy. But you know, we do try to limit it. You know what I'm saying? Their godmother, which happens to be Mill's wife, bought them both iPods. So they
iPods.
They got iPods, which they think it's a phone. So they do be on it, but we do try to limit it. We do try to, you know, hey, get off the phone now. You know, go read a book, go do something else, you know, go play or something like that. But you know, it is an issue because it's a difference between me growing up and their growing up, right? You don't want to like not give them and not them be good with the new technology, right? You want them to understand it because they're gonna be using it. Like they schools using tablets, they schools using laptops. We in you know social distance learning, so you don't want to just take it away and don't let them know how to understand it. You want them to all you want to do is find the best way to monitor it. You want them to know what, you know, and the devices have some you know, some time you can shut it off. It can. They only can watch certain things, so that's the best way. For what I got now with the kids. But to get on, you know, the show, the Social Dilemma is twofold for me, right? Because I'm gonna get on, you know, how I felt before I watched it. I've said it on this podcast before. I'm not the biggest fan of social media. You know, I don't particularly like it. It's become too important. It's as important, I think, as real life for some people. And I took a back seat to it probably last few years or so, as far as me posting, being actively on all of them. I'm most active on Facebook is because, you know, more of my friends and family, and I got, you know, I've been doing podcasting and stuff like that. But the real reason, honestly, I really slowed down on social media is because as soon as my mom sent me a friend request like 4 or 5 years ago, I accepted it. I was like, all right, I'm not doing this no more. I can't. And no, since then they done put a way that you can hide it from your mom or something, hide what you talk about. I just said, but at the time it was, you couldn't. And I was like, I'm not about to. I remember the first inbox my mom said, watching my old or something. I was like, all right, I'm not doing this. So that had a big impact on me not wanting to be on social media anymore, especially Facebook. But after me watching the show, I was like, wow, I still have an addiction to it. You know, I still, even me somebody who preach, don't post everything. I recently, got engaged, and I told my girl, don't post. You don't got to post that. It ain't that big of a deal. Like, but because I thought, everything don't need to be posted, everything don't need to be on there, but I still spend a lot of time on there. The notifications still, release whatever, you want to see what that notification is, right? You want to see what's going on. You want to see if somebody talking about you. You want to see whatever it is. You just want to be a part of that. It's almost like getting back to posting. It's like if you don't post it, it didn't happen. That's how people feel. Like that's how it is. Like you have to show whatever that's happened. You have to post it. Like that's how people feel. And that's how it is. Like if it didn't post, it's not real. So and we are addicted to it. And it used to get. And I used to be mad about that. Like with my girl, just how she always want to post stuff. Always want to take pictures. Always like why? Like who cares that people see what we're doing right now? That's how I feel about it. But I also understand that it's not all her fault. It was these people, like that was their plan. This is the plan. The plan is to get you and keep you on this platform as long as possible. Like, and that's an intent, and that's what we're gonna do. And it affects everybody, but I know for a fact women has a different struggle with it because it released something different and a more bigger effect on women for sure. Because just the app of like they compared it to slot machines in the casino. They compared it to like your refresh button, the like button, the filters, all those things, the bright lights, like all those things was psychology. Like as a psychology, it was like meant to keep you on the screen, meant to get you this ads, and they do all the things in the world to get you back. If they think if you do 10 hours, if you only do 4 today, they're like, whoa, they down from 10 to 4. That's instead of saying like, all right, maybe they need a rest. No, let's get them back up to 12. You know what I'm saying? Like it's intent. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's like people are literally job is to keep you on this site. And it's like, it's you, like they said in the movie, it's you versus 5,000 engineers at Facebook trying to keep you on the site. You're going to lose that battle. You're going to lose that battle all the time. You know what I mean? So it's crazy that this is what they created. And they said that if you don't know what I forgot the quote. It's a great quote. If you don't know what the product is, then that means you're the product or something like that. It was a great quote. As far as like we're the product. They're trying to get our attention. They're trying to cultivate us. They're trying to like every minute, every second matters to them, and it's crazy. And it was just everybody need to watch it. I think some people still, even though I know it's not gonna fix nothing, it's gonna just. When you on Facebook, if you watch the video, it's gonna like remind you like, wow, they it's just gonna put that in your mind like, oh wow, they got me on here today. They figured out the way to get me back here. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should just watch it and be mindful of the games they play and pretty much all the things they did to intentionally get you on there and keep you on there.
Let me respond to 2 things, then I'll go to you, Preach. So Rad, you said that it may not fix anything. I would say I disagree, right? Because it's too late for us, I think. I think it's too late for us. But like my niece, who is 10, I think, or 11, 12, I don't know. She's a preteen. If my sister watched that, then she could be like, okay, I gotta stop something because I don't want my daughter to feel like be a statistic that whether they cut themselves, suicide. All the young daughters out there, it's not too late for them. It's too late for me because I deleted Facebook, Twitter, and Facebook probably 15 times. And 2 days later, I'm on an Internet Explorer version. Let me just download the app, man. What's wrong with me? Let me download the app. And then the second thing is I liken it to that Facebook know me better than I know myself. They know what I want to see. I have no idea what I want to see. But I go on Facebook, like, you know what? This is exactly what I needed right now. And they keep me there to 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh, they did it again. That YouTube rabbit hole, that Facebook rabbit hole, they know myself better than I know they know me better than I know myself. That's how I like into it, right? All right, so
I agree. But just one thing I want to add to that is that with that rabbit hole, the thing they said in there was so interesting to me. It said, because this is the time where I think the country has been the most divided, have been the most split, has been, it's been pick sides, and how they said, how it get you in a rabbit hole based on something you might like, and then it entrench you to a side, right? Now how it's, left and right, cancel culture, and all these different things that's been separated. It feel like the country is even more separated than ever. Everybody got a side. This identity politics, all that type of stuff. I think that definitely when they brought that up in the video, it definitely sparks something to me like, yeah, that I can see how that played a role in how just Twitter is just, everything is just like a battlefield. Either you're on my side, if you're on my side, you're against me. It's no nuance, there's no room to hear other sides. It's just battle. And I was like, and I definitely agree with that.
All right, well, Priest, go ahead, put a bow on it for us. Then we're gonna get into some football.
I just want to say that social media is probably one of the greatest inventions of all time. It's close to sliced bread.
The wheel.
Yeah. The printing press.
I think you mean the internet.
Well, the internet is one of the greatest inventions of all time, but I'm saying social media is one of the greatest inventions of all time. I'm saying social media. That's what I'm saying. It just is. It's
Sliced bread.
It's sliced bread is amazing.
I
It is.
the fact that we still compare stuff to sliced bread.
Well, I mean,
still.
Have you ever had sliced bread before?
Well, like, yeah, I know.
No.
Don't reinvent the wheel. I know. It's just
Yeah.
hilarious.
But my point is, and it's funny because I don't have social media, right? And I guess I will be the test case because I don't have.
Julie's grooms.
Yeah, I know. That's my guy. I don't have social media, but what happened was, social media made me feel as though I was missing out on things, right? And I still don't have it, and I don't know if I'll ever make a page. But I do have access to social media, and the reason why I did that was because certain things that I wanted to see, I could not see unless I was on there. Unless you know what I'm saying? It was certain things like for me, it was like certain church services and things of that nature I wanted to see at that particular time, and I was like, yo, I can't. And I was like, my man, he let me get his his password so I can see those things. But let me say this, I can't wait to watch it. Especially from everybody saying I saw the trailer and I know it's going to be interesting. And I want to piggyback. I want to say something about the children. I think when Mike said his niece a 10, she's done too. That's over, right? No, seriously.
I believe it.
She's on TikTok. She's on TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, all the time. We out to dinner, headphones, phone. Like, you don't want to talk to us?
What I liken it to is it's amazing because we don't look at it that way. I don't know. I'm sure all of us in here, when we were growing up, our parents were very, or at least mine was, I'm sure y'all's was as well. You couldn't go to everybody's house, right? I know my parents will always say that, like, you can't go to, I don't know what they doing at their house because you might pick up something that, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, you might pick up something that I can't get out of you. Like, it's going to be very difficult for me to stop that. And the issue is what parents in social media, it's like, that's what that is now. Like, kids don't go to each other's house, but that is, you're actually going into other people's whole life. And if we don't, like, if you can't, like, put a bow on that, if you can't put, like, a hedge around that, then your child it'd be everywhere. I mean, they looking into some of everything. And it's very difficult in this day and age because, I mean, like Raz said, the internet, I mean, like, first of all, just this whole pandemic, you know what the craziest thing about the pandemic was for me? Of how many people don't have Wi-Fi. Like that kind of, like, it blew me away because they almost make it seem as if everybody has Wi-Fi, right?
It should
you know
be. It should be. Internet should be a utility. That's been an argument, but I think that it should be.
And I'm not
it should be like water, gas, and the internet should be it.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, like, clearly people don't have it, right?
Yeah.
So and even in that, like, and sometimes we say these things. It's funny because, like, I think Twitter only has 3% of the population on there, right? So, like, and even, like, I think Facebook has what? What was the first Facebook dude name? And let me say this: The Social Network is a great movie if you want to go watch it. But my point is, what was the first guy? Remember, everybody had him as a friend. You know what I'm talking about?
Tom from MySpace.
Tom.
That's MySpace.
My bad. But my point is, I think it's only like 150 million people on Facebook, and that's just worldwide. I think or maybe a little bit more. I may be lying, but somebody needed to fact check that. My point is 7 billion people in the world. It may be 5% of the population on like social media, like legitimately. So I think sometimes they do make it seem as if it is bigger than what it is, but it is because just like we talked about it, you know what I mean? Each one teach one life means so much, and it is affecting a lot of people. Like you see it all the time, man. People heads are in their phones, and I just wanted to say this. I know we kind of joke. My name is Preach, but the truth is, man, and the Bible is real, man, because it really speaks about this, like in grave detail. Like men will be lover of themselves. Like people like clearly looking at the phone, putting filters, changing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna go too deep, but that's that. When I look at the social dilemma and all that, like that's what it brings me to. It brings me to that. I'm gonna be honest.
It's 1 billion people on Facebook.
Okay, and there's 7 billion people in the world, so it's still not a lot. And let me say this too.
Bro, what? Name one thing besides like eating food and sleep and stuff, like 1 billion people is doing. Like the same. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like I could go on Facebook and see 1 billion people. I can no other place can that happen.
But that's the thing though. You just said it, that Facebook and all of these social media sites, they actually don't show everybody the same thing. They show what you like or what your interest is. So everybody is not saying the same thing.
In social dilemma, they said it changes. They say that it changes behavior.
Okay, yeah.
It targets you and make
Absolutely.
you. Even if you wasn't per se liked it, it might just put something up there that you might oh, that look interesting. If you click it once, now they're gonna feed algorithm. They talked about algorithms is made up to get you in this rabbit holes and to suck you in and keep you on this site for 30 minutes to an hour to 3 hours, and then you looking up, it's over. So like, yo, what the heck happened?
You're absolutely right. And really, the greatest invention is this. Because the reality is, what they're talking about, this psychoanalytic things. I think I took a class in undergrad. Like, this is not anything new, right? Like this is like things that have been. Like the I can't think of the guy's name. It's not Tchaikovsky. It's He's a psychologist, but nonetheless, I can't think of his name right now. But they've done experiments about this all the time, right? So this is not nothing new. Like those advertising things, like that's like clockwork. You know what I mean? Sales, they put certain things in front. What I'm saying is the reason why it's so or why it works so well is because it's here, and all I gotta do is look and do this. That is addicting. It's just like what you say about users like crack, like. Cocaine was difficult. Crack was easy. You follow what I'm saying? You get what I'm like that? Do you follow me? Like cocaine wasn't necessarily the easiest thing, but when they put crack into play, like when crack came, it was like boom, it took over. It's bro, like what? Because it was easy. I'm gonna give you $10. You give me a crack rock. I can smoke it. I can, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I can.
Yeah, you know way too much about you right now, Preach.
I'm just saying. Well, because my point is like social media is like drugs.
Yeah.
Like it
is.
It has the same effect on people.
So the dopamine, it released the dopamine and all that type of thing. Yeah,
Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
Yeah. Preach. I want to push back on something you said real quick. And we get to football. And I heard Rad say this on 7 on 7 one time, and it kind of blew my mind, and it stuck with me ever since that day. He said that if you and somebody has the same job, but this one person does it so much better than you, it's no longer, it's not the same anymore. And he was comparing Evan Turner to Ben Simmons or something.
Wow.
And you have to go back, watch 7 on 7 when he said it. But you saying that this is not new. As they've been doing this, like, bro, this is new.
No,
like I know it may be the same tactic, bro. Yes, the concept.
First of all, there's nothing new under the sun.
The fact that you can have it on your phone, whenever you want. We have never seen anything like this.
Okay,
this is not an old trick.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Mike,
it's totally different.
Mike. First of all, there's nothing new under the sun. So it is not new, right? There is nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. So with that, so you know, it's just a fact. What I'm saying is, we're talking about training, learn behavior. These things are. This is years ago. This is at the beginning of time, caveman stuff. I mean, so that's my point. It's not nothing new. Like the tactic, the method, right? We're talking about methods. Like right. That's not under, like, it's the same. Like,
the access. I mean, I hear what you're saying. It's not nothing new, but the scale of it. The access is how it's affecting. Now the issue is that it's the issue with us. We grew up with it. Now our kids are going to be in it all the way. And now, like Mill said, like depression is up. Depression is up. Suicide, like it directly correlates with social media. Directly.
Now, this is the thing. Okay, I believe that this is going to be okay. We're going to be all right. The crack epidemic, right? The crack era, right? That literally messed up an entire generation of people. We all agree on that? And subsequently, that messed up the next generation. Like, you know what I mean? People dying, fathers not being there, so on and so forth. People going to jail, whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't know the numbers on this, but I don't want to say this because I don't want to be insensitive, but do we believe that is there still a crack epidemic? Like, it's not a
crack epidemic. The effects of war on drugs is still felt.
Absolutely, because I mean it's prescription pills. I mean drugs will be forever. My point is
it's an opioid epidemic.
It's an opioid. That's what I'm saying. Prescription drugs and all that. My point is, Mike, is that through so many things, crack is not as prevalent as it may have once been. We all agree on that. Like, I mean,
well, the drug, yes, but the effects, it's still cities that's
decimated. Yeah, you live in one right now. But my point is, we there were a lot of things created to help us get through that time, right? Even through our communities. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's the same way with social media. I think it's definitely the same.
Because it was people said crack is a problem. They
are saying social media is a problem.
Our parents, it's not loud.
The biggest, no, Sam.
Our parents were saying
crack. No, listen, Sam. Crack is illegal. Social media is not.
And that's what I wanted. I did want to talk about that.
We were just talking about my 11-year-old niece.
No, I agree with that.
And we're not talking about 11-year-old on crack. It's a totally different thing.
No, you're right. There is no legislation on it, and there is no legislation on it.
And it's none. There's no legislation on the internet. It's nothing. It's free. It's free for all. They can do what they want. It's none of that.
I agree. That is a problem, that there is no legislation on that. I agree. But we know that crack, even though it was illegal, but like the CIA brought crack into our neighborhoods. That's a fact. That's not hearsay. I didn't make that up. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
but I'm just saying, but it was illegal because a lot of people's in jail because of it.
Well, a lot of black people.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it's just like
you don't ever have to say it's just my black people. That's all we really gonna talk about. It's culture.
All I'm saying is, it's the same thing, right? Like it's the same.
Yeah, and I'm totally disagreeing with you. I'm totally.
Mike, it's the same trick, different pony. I mean, we gotta be on. Like, Mike, have you not? All I'm saying is just look at history. History repeats itself. This is not anything new. We've seen this play before. I know how to get your attention. Sleight of hand. Do you see my hand? You see my hand? Do you see my hand?
But when I walk away and go home, I am free. Now I'm watching your sleight of hand while I'm walking across the street. I'm looking at magicians on YouTube.
You see my hand?
It's 7 o'clock in the morning now because.
Oh my God!
You see my hand?
All right.
Yo, do you see my hand?
Yo, I don't know what.
Sleight of hand.
What is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. He's
same trick, different pony, man. This stuff ain't nothing new. Nothing new under the sun, y'all.
All right. I loved it. We didn't do much culture or much non-sport stuff last, so we just did like 56 minutes. We did like an hour. So let's get into it. Let's get some sports. So where do I want to start? We can come back to that if we got time. So I want to play a game. And this game, I'm like Jigsaw. I want to play a game. I want to play a game. And it's a game we played before. We played one time when Mills wasn't here. And people said I was wilding. I was wilding. I did it for shock effect though. We was playing the game called Tell Me If I'm Crazy. And Vince Carter just retired, and I was comparing the players. And I was being serious, until I got to the end, and I said, "All right, Rashard Lewis is better than Vince Carter." Y'all went crazy. Everybody laughed. We had a good time. We had a good time. So I want to bring that game back, and I want to for the football edition of it. So I want to play Tell Me If I'm Crazy. And I'm not even going to wait to the end. Last time I waited to the end for some controversy. I'm jumping right in with the controversy. Let's get to it. Rad, I'm coming to you first. Tell me if I'm crazy. But I think the Giants and the Panthers are going to be better now that they just lost their running backs.
What?
Tell me if I'm crazy.
You crazy?
I think the Giants and the Panthers are going to be better now they just lost their running backs.
Saquon Barkley going. Christian McCaffrey.
Yo, I'm talking to Rad. I'm talking to Rad.
He didn't
I'm
understand.
trying to.
Giants,
You're crazy. You crazy. I think
Right.
especially because you're talking about Mike Davis and who backing up CMC and
Sleeper!
Lewis and yeah, in fantasy, I'm talking about real life. This is a real life question. Real life question. Nah, CMC is, he's just too valuable to that team. And no, you're crazy. Definitely crazy.
Okay. Well, I mean, I respect that. I expect you to say that too. But I would say this. You know how I feel about the running backs. We don't got to get into that right now. But I would say this. The best thing that I like about the Bills running backs, and there's not a lot that I like about them right now either. I'm gonna be honest. But we don't got to get right there. But the best thing I like about them is that they are third round picks and they don't have status in the league. Because then we don't feel like we have to feed them 20 to 25, 30 times a game. We don't got to get him the ball. When we had LaShawn McCoy, we felt like we had to give him his carries, which was probably a good thing because we had Tyrod Taylor and who knows. But we felt like we had to run the ball. And passing is inherently better than running, regardless who the running back is. I think Teddy gonna take it up to a notch. And I don't know about Danny Jones. They probably still gonna be bad. But I think that they're going to be better because they aren't going to have to force the ball to a running back, especially a running back and Saquon Barkley, who couldn't get out the backfield with the Giants O-line. So that's why I'm saying that. But you said I'm crazy.
Better as in what? Better as in like they're going to win games now?
I'm glad you asked that because I was thinking about what type of measure can we say? Do we want to say wins? Well, we could do wins. We could do wins. Well, let's do wins. Either wins or offensive efficiency.
They both 0-2, so that's pretty easy.
I know. So we can do offensive efficiency. We see Matt get back. We can compare it to where he is now.
All right.
One thing. Tell me if I'm crazy. I'm kind of upset that Rad chain is a lot bigger than mine too. What's up? Where you get that chain from, bro?
Gift, bro.
Oh, I need some gifts. All right, Mills, I'm coming to you. All right, Millie. All right. So I talked about Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. I'm gonna come to you. There's not a Bills pod, but the Bills has now elevated, at least this week, to be national news. So, but I'm not ready to crown Josh Allen the franchise quarterback yet. Am I crazy?
No. It's only been 2 games.
Say something.
So I mean, we can come back to that question.
I'm asking you. I'm literally asking you right now. I'm asking you right now.
Right, but what I'm saying is you can revisit that question. At the end
I'm
of the
not
season.
revisiting the question, Mills. I'm just asking you right now. Am I crazy?
But you're going to revisit the question at the end of the season because I'm telling you. But I just said that you're not crazy.
Because I'm telling you. Oh, you want to square up, cuz?
Yeah, Rob
Mills, give me your answer.
I did 3 times.
I know because I'm not revisiting. Stop saying that. But why?
Because you can't just base it off of 2 games. That's pretty much it.
Well, he played more than 2 games. I mean, he played,
Yeah,
right. But we didn't get that. Like Mike said, we didn't get that national spotlight until this season with the last 2 games.
Yeah, but you've been
last
watching the Bills, bro.
before. Yeah, but we didn't care about Josh Allen back there. We said he sucked. And we wanted to get rid of him every free week.
I cared about him. I just didn't like him.
No.
So okay.
Yeah, we said he sucked. Some people say he was the worst quarterback in football.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said that.
Did you think?
And I'm actually, what do you think?
No, I thought Josh Allen was growing. Year after year, game after game, you could see that he worked on a specific area of his game to improve that area. This year, the first couple games, you can see that he really worked on his touch passes and his deep ball, and
Pause.
reading the defense a little better.
All I'm gonna say is I'm happy with the schedule because this next game going definitely show us.
Right.
Where he-
This next game will show us a lot. Where he's at.
Mills,
We're playing against
so-
a good defense, a top defense, and one of the top defenses in the league. I don't think Josh should get that much time in the pocket this week as he's been getting the last 2 weeks. Because even like he stayed on ESPN, he's been getting a lot of time in the pocket to make good decisions. And I don't think he'll get
Our
that.
line is good though. I think our line good.
Yeah, all line's good.
Right, but I think there's gonna be a little more pressure on him this time. So his
Yeah,
decision making, you can see where his decision making is the whole thing as a quarterback. If you can make great decisions, you can go far. I mean, because the ultimate goal is to get the ball in your playmaker's hands and score a touchdown. But
Yeah, I'm crying. Mills, let me ask you a question. Because you just said that most obvious. The goal of an offensive lineman is to block from sacking the quarterback. Yeah, Bills. But you said that Josh Allen was getting better, every year. So wouldn't this kind of be like a culmination of what you've been seeing? So I felt like you should have expected this then. If you say he was getting better every year, you expect him to get better.
I did expect him to get better.
So you don't think this is who he is, right? And why not?
Who he is as a player or as a person?
Yeah, do you think these 2 games were a fluke, or do you think this is Josh Allen now?
I think those 2 games where he was put in a position to succeed.
That's me every year.
No, I don't think so.
The Bills' game plan would be for Josh Allen to succeed.
Right, but what I'm saying is that it wasn't a big challenge the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
It was like playing Tackle Alley, but Tackle Alley you don't have a blocker, right? It's just you and one person, and y'all going ahead.
Oklahoma drill.
Right.
Pitch and catch, I guess I would call it.
Right, and that's how it was for Josh Allen these first 2 games. But once you put that lineman in front of him, in front of the opposing person that's carrying the football, it's a different ball game because you got to think differently. You got to make better decisions. You got to see what you can do to analyze, that specific little area to get to the defender or get to the ball carrier to succeed at that drill. And I think that it was just meant for him to do great those first 2 games.
Is that right?
Oh, we're gonna see. I guess maybe I will revisit that question since Mills threatened me.
Yeah, you definitely revisited
it. Mills gonna bring it up. All right, preach. So tell me if I'm crazy, but I think for the 4th time in history and for the 3rd time in a row, I think a black quarterback is gonna win MVP.
No, you're not crazy. I mean, it's who else would possibly win it? All the other white quarterbacks are terrible. Tom Brady, Drew Brees. I mean, Matt Ryan.
Big more white quarterbacks in that. I was Aaron.
Big Ben. Jared Goff ain't good.
But I'm saying they're not in the MVP conversation. Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Kyler
Josh
Murray.
Allen might be there.
Well, you just told me Josh Allen's terrible. So I mean,
no, he in there. The people got him.
No,
a lot of pundits is saying he 2 or 1. Actually,
I'm not saying that Josh Allen is not in the MVP conversation. I'm just saying that Josh Allen will not be in the MVP conversation in a couple more weeks. So, but you're not crazy, no.
All right, appreciate that. All right, Rad, come back to you. Tell me if I'm crazy, but and Priest brought this up maybe who knows 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It could be a year now. I don't know. It's all blended together. But he brought this up before, and I was like, I don't know about all that, preach. But then Belichick said it, and then he's just been going out there and balling. But I think Rusty is underrated. Am I crazy?
That Russell Wilson is underrated?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's crazy. I rate Russell number 2. He's been the top 2 quarterback the last 4+ years or whatever, and I think deservingly so.
Nobody's saying that though. Nobody's saying that. Like what I'm saying is the consensus is not Russell Wilson has been the second best quarterback in these last 4 years.
I feel like people put Patrick Mahomes so far ahead of him, and to me, it's not that at all.
And Lamar Jackson,
it's not more 1A, 1B.
And Tom Brady, and Drew Brees, and Aaron. They don't put him in that category all the time.
I think they, for one, I think they do. I think for the last 3-4 years, he has been in that conversation. He has been a tier 1 quarterback. I think Patrick Mahomes is better, and he's shown that he's won MVP. He's won a championship, and he's got a Super Bowl MVP. And Russell when it was switched to Russell team, Russell haven't did that. I mean, and it's that simple for me. Like, he's better. When Russell got paid the big money to carry the franchise, they did not win. That's what I'm talking about. Patrick Mahomes has won an MVP. That's why I put Mahomes before him. But besides that, Russell has been right in that time.
He just won last year. He just got his contract. Like, we gotta wait and see. No, like, he just got paid.
I'm talking about but the issue is, when Russell won, it wasn't because of him.
That's not true.
Mahomes.
That's not true.
He was a part of the whole of the Legion of Boom. Mahomes won the Super Bowl. Like, he was the main reason they won the Super Bowl.
He had a terrible Super Bowl game. But you could go, Mike. I don't care.
All right, bro.
I don't know what
You know what I'm saying. Mahomes was the catalyst. Russell was a part of it. Russell was great. But since Russell has taken over as clearly the face of the team, and is his team, they has not even reached the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Let me ask you this. Do you think that if they just swapped teams, that Russie wouldn't put up the numbers that Mahomes do, and Mahomes would have similar numbers to Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Because, like you said,
it's scheme.
Pete Rose. Pete Carroll finally is unleashing, and we're seeing what he's doing, right?
Yeah,
they're finally throwing the ball.
I think they will win. I don't know, because the arm talent that Mahomes possesses, Russ don't got that. We're not. He's a good quarterback. He can win games, but he ain't no Mahomes. The throw that Mahomes threw to Tyreek Hill this past, when he threw it like 60 yards in the air and jumped, like Mahomes. Russell can't do that. We know that. Like, we talk about arm talent, and so I don't know if Russell can give you 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. I don't know that. I don't know if he can do that. His arm talent is not on that level to me. I think he's a great quarterback, and he can win games, and he do whatever to win, and his arm talent is good enough, but it ain't on Mahomes' level, and I think that's obvious.
He's better because he's smarter.
All right, Mills, I'm going to go to you. All right, Mills. So, one of the worst teams in the league is the Jets. And it's only been 2 games. But should the Jets just tank for Trevor Lawrence?
I don't think they should. I don't believe in tanking. You play to your full potential, and you try to win games. So, if it comes down to you losing all the games, you just lose all the games. But you want to see what your team can do. You want to see if you're wasting your time with the players you have on the field. Even if you got to change the whole lineup, you want to see what your team can do down the line. You always want to go out and give your best effort each and every Sunday, Thursday, Monday, whatever day of the week you playing, and you want to win games. So,
well, tanking isn't really about the players. The players can go out there and ball. It's more about
right, but tanking is losing games.
No, well, the objective of tanking is to lose games. Like, Jacksonville is trying to tank right now, but if the players play good enough to win, then they just play good enough to win. Like, the coaches are not trying to tank.
Yeah, Miami last year.
Yeah, it's
Miami wanted to lose.
Yeah, it's a front office thing. So it's like the front office is siphoning away talent, right? They're literally sending it away. They'll say to Le'Veon Bell, just stay. I think your leg look a little bad right now. Like, so you get what I'm saying? So it's the front office.
No,
so,
I get
it. Like Sam Donald, oh, you got Mono again? Go ahead, sit it down, young. Young Buck,
right,
go ahead, sit it down.
It's a terrible approach.
Is it smart?
No.
Okay. All right, so no, the Jets not take for Trevor Lawrence. So let me ask you this. Do you think Sam Darnold is the guy there then?
Nobody
No,
thinks that.
he's terrible. He's probably the
Sound
worst
like
quarterback in the league.
Sound like this to go get Trevor Lawrence then.
But you know what though? Like Rad just said, Pat Mahomes is quote unquote the best quarterback in the league. Russell Wilson is 2. And let's say Lamar Jackson is 3. None of those were, well, Mahomes was a lottery pick, but I'm just saying they weren't like the top 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's possible to get your franchise quarterback and not in the top 7, 8 picks.
I'm gonna say no because I don't think Trevor Lawrence going there. It would be very similar. That O line is terrible. Adam Gase isn't good.
He's fired. I'm sorry.
The weapons is what? Le'Veon Bell is all you got. Who your quarterback? Jameson Crowder? Like it's bereft of talent, and I don't think any quarterback. Maybe a Lamar. Only quarterback I think maybe a Lamar because his running ability and they can just run that offense with him.
Pat Mahomes
potentially. I don't even know. Like I don't know if you just supplant Pat Mahomes right there. If they go to the playoffs, I don't think they go to the playoffs if Mahomes is the quarterback.
Playoffs. I'm just saying they better.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like even if you get a Trevor Lawrence, what does that matter? I think that they're that bad as an overall team.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. All right. Let me go to Preach. I'm feeling good about this one, man. I'm feeling really good about this one. And I'm giving you this one because I feel like you can match my energy. I feel like you hold this player up to a status like I do myself. And tell me if I'm crazy. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick should be in the Hall of Fame.
That was an Ante question.
Tell me if I'm crazy, bro. Yo, tell me if I'm crazy, bro.
You like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You say that he's from Harvard every day, like as if that means something. But you are crazy. Nah, you're not crazy. You're delusional. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Just show to have some integrity, Mike. I just want us to have.
That was just.
I just want the viewers to stay on the show.
I think he just passed Steve Young in total passing yards. I want to say that, but go ahead.
Saying that Ryan Fitzpatrick should be in the Hall of Fame is like saying that. You remember Wayne, the center we had for Hutch?
Oh my God! Don't you start with this again,
that's like saying.
Yo, there's so many more people you can use than people went to high school with.
That's like saying that Wayne should be an all Western New York player. Like, let's stop. Like let's stop where we at. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous. Like, of course he has some stats, but I mean, so did Brian Greasy. And there are a million other people who had stats. What's his name? Mark Burrell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mark Brunell.
Yeah.
I don't think none of them has stats like Fitz though.
Well, no, he should not be a Hall of Famer. Period. The eye test shows me he's trash. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely not. You're delusional. And shouts out to Wayne.
What you think about that, Rat?
I'm not even gonna answer the question, Mike.
Yeah, I shouldn't have dignified that.
Mike, I'm not gonna answer that question because
that's crazy.
I'm not gonna do it, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go to you, Mills. Mills gonna have some love for me.
No.
What you think, Mills?
Oh, Mike, we reaching, bro.
Explain to me.
Fitzpatrick he can't even win a playoff game.
Yeah, Mike.
He haven't got to one.
Yeah,
I don't think,
come on,
bro.
man. Let's move on.
If is Michael Vick gonna get in there? Is McNabb gonna get in?
They should.
Randall Cunningham gonna get in? Let's talk.
Well, Mike Vick changed football.
Steve McNair gonna get in? He got an MVP.
Yeah, he should.
Let's talk.
So, to me, the Hall of Fame is it's about stories too. And it's about what do you want to remember from football. It's not to me. It's not only about the best players. It's about the story of football through its entirety. And I think Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Stop. Mike, come on.
Listen.
Mike, I'm about to mute you.
You about to mute me?
Yes, I'm about to mute you.
Yo, listen. I can't even lay out my argument.
Mike, if you do that,
okay.
I can't even lay out my when we talk about famous quarterbacks of this era, though, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic is probably one of the most known quarter. Harvard, him coming out the Deshaun Jackson jacket. Fitz, he played for every single team.
Mike,
I'm just
you're
saying.
a prisoner of the
I'm
moment.
just saying.
So is Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is super famous. Is he gonna get in?
But he was more famous. He was famous for what a lot of college stuff. Like if it's a,
He won a playoff game.
Yeah, I know. But Fitz been in the league way longer. Fitz actually got some numbers. He actually had some days. And it's not about him as a player. Don't get me wrong. Him as a player, I of course not. He's not a great player. But him as a story, I feel that's a story that needs to be told, bro.
So should
Fitz
Doug-
got a story.
So should Doug Flutie be in the Hall of Fame too?
I don't think there's no other journeyman quarterbacks like Fitz. I could be wrong, but
You
I
are
think Fitz is the best journeyman quarterback. I think he's the best journeyman quarterback. I think he's polarizing, and everywhere he go, it's a story. It's not always a good story. It's a story. I think Fitz's story needs to be told. I think he needs to be remembered in the league for what he has done for this time. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let's tell it.
Okay, just make him an analyst. He's smart, right?
Matter of fact, no, you just told the story. Let's move on.
There you go, Fitz. You got your flowers. There you go, Fitz.
Yeah.
Chop this up right here, Mike.
That's all
Send it
I
to
want.
Fitz.
I just want Fitz to get his flowers, man.
You just gave it to him.
Bro, I hate Fitz.
You hate Fitz, the player or the story?
Mike, why are we talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick right now?
I'm trying to separate the Fitz,
Mike.
the player, or the story.
All right, Fitz, I tried to serve you some love. You're not going to the Hall of Fame. Everybody know that. But I try to give my guy Fitz some love on the show.
Why is he your guy?
If you don't get no love from here, where you gonna get it?
He should never
Harvard.
get love.
He's from Harvard. He's from Harvard, right? He's good. He's good. He got a lot of money. Went to Harvard, got some type of education. He's fine.
Yeah, he fleeced
he don't
us. He already took our money, so let's move on.
Yeah, he's good.
That's funny. So all right, let's get into it. Let's get into the end. Matter of fact, I want to do one last. Tell me if I'm crazy then. Tell me if I'm crazy. I'm gonna open this up to everybody. Tell me if I'm crazy, but I don't even believe this. Let me say this now before everybody get all mad at me. I don't even believe I'm about to say this is for the show. But tell me if I'm crazy. But if AD carry the Lakers and LeBron and win the finals, LeBron legacy or this championship and his legacy will be tarnished by that. I think him winning this championship, if AD is the MVP, will be detrimental to his legacy.
I'll go. No, it would not. If LeBron wins this championship, I think that it doesn't necessarily catapult him, in my opinion, over Kobe or Michael Jordan, but it is a step in the right direction. Like that argument is as strong as it will ever be, right? Because he won. I mean, people talk about Kawhi Leonard, right? We keep bringing up Kawhi Leonard. Oh, he won with the Spurs. He won with Toronto. He was gonna win with LeBron James is going to do that. Like he's going to win one. Well, he won one with won two with Miami, one with Cleveland. If he won with the Lakers, I mean, he's solidified as one of the greatest athletes of all time. He already is, but I think it just gives them another notch. Even though Anthony Davis is the best player on that team, I guess to some degree, but like LeBron James is still LeBron James. Like he's still in the driver's seat. He still, is the engine that makes everything run. So I think it would. Man, that LeBron better than MJ, LeBron better than Kobe. I think that's a real argument to me, right? Because when people bring it up, I just dismiss it because it should be dismissed. But if he can do this, even in a pandemic season, right, it's still a great feat. Because their team is terrible. They got Graham Bourne out there. They got. Just bad players. So.
Oh my God.
So.
Shout out, Graham.
Yo, go ahead, Rad.
Shouts out.
Yeah, I think it, weirdly enough, I think so. I think it will affect his legacy in some way because a lot of people all season has been saying he's not the best player on his own team, right? AD was second in defensive player of the year. He averaged the most points. And And right now he's having the best series. And LeBron looked at bad the last game. You know, he the second half he didn't have it. He just wasn't himself. And AD has carried the ship. So if AD come and dominate and wins Finals MVP, and LeBron's not the best team on his Finals team, I think that's that. If you're a Jordan fan or a Kobe fan, maybe obviously a Jordan fan. If you're a Jordan fan, that's not going to work for you. Like, it's like, bro, you can't. That ain't gonna work. Like, if you're still in your prime, you still doing your thing. And AD never been there before. This isn't like AD came with his own credentials on some D Wade stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is AD. You showing him how to do it, and he ended up surpassing you on the route, on the way. I think that definitely can have an effect on you. You know what I mean? I think that's what hurt Kareem. Kareem is hurt because Magic was the better player on a lot of those Finals teams, right? And that hurts Kareem. I think overall, if Kareem won some more Finals MVPs, was perceived a better player, he would be pushed up right with Michael. I think people forget Kareem so often because of that, and because Magic became the face of that team. So that's my point.
Kareem is better than Michael Jordan. Like, what are we talking about?
Bro, shut up.
The only person that Magic be on the same team with Kareem is hurting is you, because you're the only one that be saying that. Me and Preach had Kareem number 2 on our list. So I don't know about your list. Me and Preach, true basketball savants that we are, had Kareem number 2. Yeah. All right, Mills. What do you think? You're a Lakers fan here.
I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm just a LeBron fan, man.
Oh, well, LeBron fan. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, I disagree with Rad. I honestly don't think AD is the best player on the team. I think they complement each other well, and they win games together. Because if you look at the days that AD have bad games, LeBron does step up, and when LeBron have bad games, AD steps up.
We're talking about if he win the Finals MVP. That means he has been the better player if he wins that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, majority of the time when you think of that MVP status, especially when it comes to the finals and stuff like that, is normally the person that scores the most points. Correct?
Or the better players.
For the most part.
Points are important.
Mills, we've already laid out the argument. If AD wins the NBA Finals, if he wins the NBA Finals, Mills, right? If he is the best player, will it diminish or tarnish LeBron's legacy?
Bro, I understand the question. Can I freaking...
He said no.
Okay.
Story? Dang.
No, I couldn't hear you.
No, you going in and out.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah, now you better now. You better now.
I paid my Wi-Fi.
I will hope. Overdue bills if you got it.
Drop it in, man. Overdue. Yo, and PJ, the HBO ain't working. I don't know what happened. I brought it up on. We gotta go there. We gotta go there right now. Go ahead, Mills. Finish it.
But just to get to the point, because Preach getting mad at me, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. LeBron is just that good. I mean, he's just that good. He had a great career. I mean, he lost a couple championships, but like Preach said, this would be number 4 for him.
He lost 6.
We're gonna say a couple. We're gonna say a couple, bro.
That's a lot. A couple.
Losing 6 finals is kind of trash.
That's half a dozen.
Yeah, that's why he's like garbage, man. Like, yo, I have to say it. LeBron James is garbage.
You just said, yo,
listen.
Yo, he just said
Yo, wait. So y'all worry about losing some credibility? I'm giving Fitzpatrick a little love. You got Preach saying LeBron is garbage, and
but he just said he was great. Like, he literally just said it like 4 minutes ago.
Kobe and MJ.
When I say that, I always preface this. I'm speaking about the greats. Like, I'm not speaking about like Kyle Korver and J.R. Smith. I'm speaking about the greats. Compared to
you ain't talking about me my sophomore year when you like. I'm surprised you would compare LeBron to somebody from high school.
No.
Like, I ain't talking about. I say he Demo. Like,
no.
Shout out Demo.
Yeah,
shout out Demo.
Yeah. What was that Puerto Rican dude that used to play for us? Yeah.
Frankie.
No.
Frankie.
Frankie
Ray
is
with
LeBron.
the
Frankie is LeBron.
Oh,
No, I'm just playing. We can move on. Mills is he don't care.
yeah, man.
Yo, Mills been on social media this whole show. Mills been on social media this whole show.
Yo,
He been showing his addiction this whole show.
Your legs wash for dinner.
Yeah.
What you make?
Mike, let's go, man. Mills wild.
So I would say this. So I don't think it was tiresome, but when people talk about his 4 rings, they may say, "Hey, AD carried him to the 1." So that's the only thing. But Preach, you brought something up. I want to ask you about this now, because you talked about the bubble championship. Because when we first talked about this, it was, does this have an asterisk on it? Now that we actually seen players go, we see people play, we see people win and go home, we see families come. What do you think about the bubble championship? Or the bubble champion? You think it's going to be an asterisk by their name? Or you think people respect this enough that people are going to hold it up as regular, as just everyday business?
Yes.
The championship is a championship, bro. This is the best basketball I've been playing in a long time, man. Sorry.
No, you good.
No, answer the question, Mills.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
That was your answer. The championship is the championship, and it's some of the best
man.
ball.
I mean, obviously the best players win the championship, and this is the best ball that we've seen in a long time. This is probably the best basketball I saw ever, to be honest with you.
All right,
and
Mike.
No, but
what is he talking about?
The reason I say that though is because unlike y'all three, I really wasn't that engaged with sports that much.
The only reason why you engaged now is because we got a podcast.
That's true. But I've been watching it and I've been analyzing the game. And I compared it to the seasons and the games that I actually
did not watch.
And I can.
So just say this is not.
I watch games.
This
bro.
is not the best basketball.
I watched the finals. Everybody watched the finals, bro.
Say this is the only basketball.
Everybody watched the Eastern Conference.
Don't say it's not the best. It's the only.
It's the only. So Mills, why do you think it's the best? What about it?
Because he ain't seen nothing.
It's more competitive. I mean, it just comes down to competitiveness.
Yeah, I hate words like that.
It's
right?
There's no distractions though. There's no distractions.
But what makes it more competitive? It's more competitive.
There's no distractions. It's no home court. It's no home court advantage.
It's
Y'all let Mills talk. Yo, I'm about to mute Mike and Sam because they don't let you talk. Let him talk. Oh my God! Like let him talk. That is both of y'all. Y'all both are wilding right now. Let him talk.
Yo, that is preach, bro. I brought Mills in.
Oh my God!
I brought Mills in.
And this you don't like the word he used right after that. He just said it.
No. Well, he gotta explain that. He can't say it's competitive. Like how? What about it? Like, are they playing harder? Is it more scoring? What about it?
What I'm saying, it's more passion on the court. It's more fight. It's more fight on the court too, because you don't got that home court advantage. You don't got those fans in the stands, yelling MVP, doing a wave when you're shooting free throws and stuff like that. You playing basketball, man. You get down to the nitty gritty. You hooping. Like Rash said, it's the rec, man. You out there just hooping. You land it all on the floor. Every
role player showing up.
Yo, it's funny though because the rec never has passionate ball. Normally, the rec is where you kind of go and just hoop. It's like, well, if you're a real hooper, like you just playing man to man, you ain't really helping. You working on something you want to implement in a real game. It's normally not like like the rec is you go in there, you hoop, whatever. A real game is usually more passionate. What do you think, Rad? You think it's more is a bubble champion going to be respected? Do you think it's a chance that they might be more respected?
I think it's an outside chance. I definitely think it'll be respected. I think these teams has been balling. It's not like nobody got COVID. Everybody's safe. Family came in recently for these teams now too. It's no excuse really. It's not. This is the best place for pure basketball to hoop. You know what I mean? It's not like, what's the excuse? You know what I mean? Like, I know people been away from families, but these last 4 teams, families was there. That's what I mean? So, like, that's not an excuse no more. You was able to bring your kids, your significant other, your mom, if you wanted to bring them. You know what I mean? So, I think it's definitely going to be respected. And I think the best team gonna win. You know what I mean? It's that simple. Whoever focus more. This is for the teams where I know home court advantage may sway things in past championships, and this didn't have an effect on it. So it's just pure basketball, just hooping. You know what I mean? You ain't traveling, you just going to sleep, coming back, you hooping again. So I think it's showing you maybe there's something people might want to see. You know what I mean? Like that home court advantage not really affecting nothing, just everybody's coming to hoop, and the people that's playing the best basketball is gonna win. And that's the Lakers in Miami, I think.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask Priest and we'll get out of here. Do you think that is this something the NBA can do, like going forward? Almost having like, I guess it might probably like the G League, right? That's in Vegas, right? Where you got these arenas and it's games, and you could buy day passes, right? And I could go see the Lakers game at 3. I could go see the Suns game at 5. I could go here at 7. Almost like that, right? Because when the bubble first came back, it was a game at 1:00, and then the last game was like 9:30. Like you could go to just so many different games, almost like sectionals in Buffalo. You go to Buff State, you can sit there and you watch, 4 or 5 games on a Saturday. Is that something the NBA could do?
Lose too much money. They lose too much money. The gate prices, the gate. I think honestly, I think that would be dope. Obviously, I think that would be dope. But you lose too much money on the gate, and those 30 cities in those arenas, and you would never have it in Milwaukee. You only have it in LA, only have it in Florida, only have it in Miami, only have it in New York. You wouldn't go to Milwaukee. You wouldn't do it in OKC. You know what I mean? So, I would think you would go to the places that Texas, have the most people, most population. So I think you lose too much money in the gate in those other small market venues. But that was a Sam question anyway. So sorry, Sam.
Well, no, that's for you, Rat. I'm gonna.
Oh, okay.
Priest, I'm gonna ask. So, Priest, what do you think?
We don't talk about Tim Duncan's, NBA Finals. When he won in the lockout season. So I think it will be an asterisk just because it is something that was unprecedented. Like we will always.
Some people do.
Oh.
I remember Shaq brought it up and said.
That's
Shaq
fine.
said something about that. Shaq brought that up before. He said, what we say about that. That little ring he got. They say they do bring that up. It's like maybe nuance. It's not to the public, like people don't bring analysts, but players do say something about that just to bring that out there.
What I'm saying is, I think we will always talk about this as a COVID season. Like that will always be talked about, like for forever. But I think 20 years down the road, if LeBron James wins, we'll just say he's a 4-time NBA champion. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it's gonna say, oh, he's a 4-time NBA champion with the COVID season. Like I don't think it's like nobody's gonna really say that. So I think it is what it is.
And next year is going to be a bubble too.
No, it's not.
So I think. No, they said next year is going to be a bubble too, or it's going to be limited fan, or it's not. It's going to be
limited fans.
It's not going to be like back to normal. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be definitely a new. It's not going to be like every arena. I don't think.
Nah, it is.
Listen, I don't think so.
I don't think so. If everybody in the NFL has fans by the end of the season, everybody in basketball will have some type of fans in those arenas. Believe that.
Oh, okay. It depends on the NFL. I agree with that.
You can believe that.
The plan going into next season was very similar bubble style. Trust me. That's what they were talking about.
If y'all wanted Mike Davis, I got him. I'm putting $50 on the Fab.
No, I don't think Saquon Barkley or C-Mac is a product of their offense. I don't think they're a product of their offense. Like when Kamara got hurt, it was give me Latavius Murray. Where when McCoy got hurt or Damian Williams, give me the backup Chiefs, give me the backup to whoever. Well, Wayne Gallman did go off last year when Barkley was out for 2 games.
Mike Davis is about to be he got 4 weeks as the back.
How do we make this flip?
So Sam dropping 50 on the Fab.
I'm dropping 50 on the Fab. All right.
Well, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that Carolina game and that Giants game. I'm going 2-0 with them boys, Rad. We can bet that offline too.
I don't know. That San Fran depleted, bro. They don't got no body playing, so I won't be shocked if the Giants win. I might be picking the Giants. Hey, sleeper this week must start sit Daniel Jones. There you go. So I'm not against that.
He's terrible.
They playing San Fran and nobody's playing against San Fran. Literally, the whole team is hurt.
Yeah, that's
The whole team.
we're going to talk about that next week because they said the turf at MetLife they thought was messed up, and they went out there and played anyways, and they all got ACL. So I will be tight. I'll be suing, but I'm sure they can't.
Reggie Bush won something like that. You know what I mean? He got a little sediment.
Oh, and was that when he ran into the track and
something like that. He got like $10 million off that joint. Something like that.
Wow.
He got something. Yeah, he got a little break. A little change off that.
So, but before we get out of here, I just want to say, Justice Breonna Taylor. I don't want to check my phone right now to see if they indicted. The grand jury chose to indict or not. I'm going to wait to find out offline so I could do my frustrations then.
Not gonna bear the
but no, come on, man. So, but justice to her. Social media. Make sure y'all be careful. And I'm not crazy. I don't think Fitz should be in the Hall of Fame. Y'all can all relax. I didn't like Fitz when he played for the Bills. So I don't know why I like him. I didn't start liking him until he went to Tampa Bay. And when he went to Tampa Bay. And
having a fantasy league or something like that?
No, I seen him in that Deshaun Jackson jacket. I was like, Fitz, he get it. He get it. That was Fitz saying Black Lives Matter right then and there. So ever since that day, I've been messing with him. But nah, I appreciate y'all boys. Good show. I apologize, Mills. You did threaten me. So I can't just let you chunk me like that, threaten me and not talk over you when you speak. But it was a good show. Preach, happy birthday again. If y'all send me some money, y'all can see the unreleased version of the Zoom party.
We got a Patreon or something?
Yo, we starting that up.
Yeah. Get on Quibi or something. Get some money.
All right, Mike.
Y'all can see the unreleased.
Mike, who, please. We gotta stop. This is a mess. Hootie hoo.